What's the broader picture? What's the active picture of how these dunes formed?
Okay, so we know that rifting is important because the San Luis Valley is sinking about 1 inch per century, and that turns it into a depositional basin, which is our sand supply. So that's step number one. Step number two is the wind. So we know that the sand is originally deposited by streams in the Playa Lake section of the San Luis Valley, and then when those lakes dry, the winds blow the sand towards the mountain front, and you have a zone of transport along the valley floor where the wind blows in one direction. But once you get to the mountain front, the multiple winds cause the dunes' behavior to change and they start growing vertically, and that's why these dunes have gotten so big. And that's why they're found, at the base of the mountains instead of going up and over. If the wind continued to blow in one direction, the dunes wouldn't be here. They'd be lapped onto the side of the mountains and going over them. This happens in places like Chile and Argentina, where you do have one wind direction and lots of sand. So that's the role that the wind plays, and it's the multiple winds that trap the sand within the San Luis Valley. Another important factor is stream flow, because we have Medno Creek flowing around this side of the dune field. On the opposite side of the dunes, we have Sand Creek, and they also play a role in modifying the perimeter of the dune field because they also transport sand. So not only is wind transporting the sand, we also have streams, and they modify the edges. So directly on the eastern edge of the dune field, you'll see some huge dune forms. You'll see 500-foot slip faces that aren't created by wind, they're created by stream erosion. So Medno Creek is flowing at the base of this dune, it's truncating it, and it's eroding sand from that part of the dune field and transporting it over to this part of the dune field. And so the reason why we have this mega dune here is because there's so much sand being supplied by the Medno Creek system that, just a simple dune configuration can't hold all the sand. It forms this large ridge with the smaller dunes superimposed on it. So dunes, or the streams influence how the edges of the dunes look. If you go to a part of the dune field without streams, such as the west part, you'll see small dunes at the perimeter, and they gradually get bigger as you move into the dune field. So Great Sand Dunes is famous for having, giant dunes, and the reason why we have the giant dunes just popping right out of the valley floor are due to stream erosion and stream deposition of sand.